Today we're going to build a vlogging rig that has several different shooting modes and will work with any camera whether you have a flip out screen or not. There's no doubt that vlogging has become incredibly popular, so we're going to be looking at a vlogging rig that is very versatile, and you can take this rig, head out on the road, and have several different shooting modes with it. Check the link in the description for all the parts used in building this. Now we're gonna head over to the bench, put it together, look at a couple different uses, and then I'll show you some shots I got with this rig. The vlogging rig I'm going to be making will work with any camera, including cameras that do not have a flip out screen, and we're going to be using our phones as the actual monitor. If you have a camera with a flip out screen, you won't need all of these components and you'll be able to see how this plays out later on. So we're going to start with the tabletop tripod. This particular one is pretty great because it has 3 legs that fold up very nicely, has 2 stages so you can really open it up and have a nice tall tripod, and packs down to almost nothing. It's also very strong, which is going to be good, as we'll see later. Another cool feature with this tripod is it comes with a ball head, which is going to help us out. So the first step is to take the tripod, and we're going to add a phone holder, in this case a universal one, and then mount my phone to the top of that ball head. Our next step is to take our clamp and articulating arm and add a quick release clamp to the top of it. Now there's a kit I'll be linking to in the description where you can get a kit that comes with the arm and the clamp together, which is pretty slick. With the quick release clamp on the actual arm, we're going to mount the whole thing to the tripod itself. I know this is starting to look pretty funky, but just stick with me and you'll see how it all comes together in the end. Next, we're going to add the quick release plate to our camera and mount our camera to the rig. From there, we can take our microphone, add another ball head to it, and then mount that on top of the camera. So this setup is great for cameras that do not have a flip out screen like the Sony a6300, a6500, GoPro cameras, and other cameras that do not have a flip out screen. Almost all of these cameras have an app available where you'll be able to monitor and control recording and some settings on your phone. So now let's talk about some of the powerful uses of a rig like this and how to use this rig if you have a camera with a flip out screen. First and foremost, since we have the camera mounted to an arm with a clamp, we can easily remove the clamp and arm and mount the camera literally anywhere. Since our phone is still on the stand, we can use that to wirelessly monitor with a pretty decent range. Another great feature of this rig is we can use it as an overhead camera setup. Simply take the microphone from the top of the camera and put it where our phone was on top of the tripod. Then you can change the orientation of the arm so that the camera is facing down at a table. This will be great for reviews, product demos, or just getting something a little more interesting for your vlogs instead of just a talking head shot. And with the microphone where it's at, we can actually get the microphone very close to our mouth, which will give us much higher quality audio. And of course, we can obviously use it as a vlogging rig and still be able to see exactly what our camera sees using our phone. Now, if you have a camera with a flip out screen, life is going to be a little easier for you. You can completely skip the phone holding mount and instead mount the quick release clamp directly to the top of the tripod. Next, take your microphone and instead of putting it on top of the tripod, put it on that arm clamp. This way we can perfectly position the microphone to be as close to our mouths as possible while not being in the shot. With all that done, we can simply pick up the rig, close the legs, and use that as a handle. This setup will give you a nice stable way to hold the camera, get great audio because our microphone is close to our mouths, do all the different rigging setups that we've talked about earlier, and if you ever need to set the camera down for a break or to get a time lapse somewhere, just flip the legs out and set it down. Okay guys, so now we're doing a test of the rig. I have my GoPro right over here, and I've got the Rode video mic extended quite far. I've chosen the worst day to possibly do this. It's super bright out and snowy, so exposure is going to be everywhere. To help me with exposure, I actually have a fader ND on the actual camera. So this will give you an idea of what things sound like with the mic nice and close to my mouth as opposed to on top of the camera, which helps a lot with audio. So anyway, this should give you an idea of what things look like. I'm just walking. I'm using the G85. Exposure is probably terrible. I'm going to adjust that a little bit. Not good lighting conditions at all. I can also simply just flip the camera around and I'm still having the mic face me, and I can, instead of filming myself, film something completely different and do essentially a voiceover or commentary, if you will, of whatever I'm filming. So you have it. That is the vlogging rig I'm using, and what I love about it is you can take it on the road, get several different types of shots instead of just the typical pointed at yourself kind of thing. You're going to get much better audio with a setup like this, and you don't need to bring along a ton of gear to get some interesting shots. So hope you've enjoyed that. Let me know if you have any questions at all. Drop a like and subscribe if you want to see more videos here at DSLR Video Shooter. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.